What's going on, everyone? This is Blue Vein with Profiteer Trading, and today we're going to be doing a quick little review of gold and the liquidity lessons you could have learned from the movement in gold today. Remember that trading futures and options on futures involves substantial risk. It's not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All right, so before we do that, let's just look at the morning prep we had. Basically, all I was saying is that I wanted to be on the long side until we got to this value area high where you could already see a little bit of liquidity building up at that top area. And given the overextension, look for, let's see, after that an RPB may be present given the weekly. Okay, so what I was saying is that we're pretty overextended from this move up already, and so we're looking for some sort of corrective wave. I wasn't completely anticipating some massive move up again because we were starting to run out of gas. However, that was completely in the picture as soon as we were able to clear this area and this other support and resistance line. Obviously, we're trading what is, but I was initially looking for this liquidity to get collided with and then bring us down. Obviously, if we break out above this value area high, now we're imbalanced up looking for longs. So going straight into what actually happened, here we were at the open, and we pressed right into that value area high quite quickly, pulled back up, retested the low of it, and then boom, traversed straight up to the next support resistance area, and then came back down, popped to the value area low of this composite way up here, and then kind of chopped around the rest of the session. So the TPO areas were respected quite nicely. But what I wanted to talk about was the actual liquidity collisions we can see here. So just going straight into the open, you can see we had a little bit of liquidity building up here, and it started to get added to. So you had a lot right there. It got pulled pretty quickly from here. So you had this pretty big collision where you could see a lot of orders were sitting there and a lot of them got filled. And then we pushed higher and we came back down. And as soon as we started to push higher, you started to see more liquidity starting to build up slightly here. And then it started to get pulled at the same time. So you had a lot, and then it started to get pulled before price even got up there. So you could tell sellers were no longer really as interested as they were at this point. So we're pulling up, sellers start to pull, it gets pushed right through, everything's cool. Next area of interest is kind of this building up liquidity zone. And again, it's not strong liquidity, it's pretty light. So we're pulling down, we push back up, we collide with it, so we hit that liquidity, and then we come back down. So buyers were not able to push through this little stack up of sellers that we had, and then we started to come back down. So that's something that's interesting to watch, is when you push through liquidity, your next target is now the next liquidity block, which was right here. So you pushed through this, now you're looking for it to come to this area. We come to this area, and we can't push through it. So now we're coming back down, right? And we didn't even have any strong bids stacking up, which was interesting. So anyways, then we start to come back up here, come back up. Massive, this is like the seller's final attempt here to try and actually stop these buyers from being able to just rip and roar and push right through everything. And you can see it actually gets collided with right here. And as that happens, where is that? It's right here. So as that happens, boom, we collide. It kind of pushes down a little bit, but then you can see the cumulative delta just starts going up and up and up. Buyers are still willing to buy. They're still pushing right through it. And boom, we clear it easy. So after we cleared this liquidity block, now the next area of interest was this one up here. It's been sitting around for a while. And we get up to there and we just kind of hold below it, and then right here you can see, boom, it gets pulled. It goes from the red to just the regular color of the chart because there's no longer a heavy amount of interest in selling at that location. So you see them pull it, and then you start to see cumulative delta go up again. And as soon as you see that, boom, now you know, all right, we're still going up. You head up to this liquidity area. As you can see, it's a little bit different than this one because it goes from lighter amounts of liquidity into stronger amounts. So as we approach this area, more and more people are trying to sell. It just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And then even after we approach it and start to push away a little bit, the contracts are still there. So sellers are really interested in defending this point. And of course, we come up, we get close to it, and then we start to traverse back down. So that was just what I wanted. I had some people asking me questions, so I just wanted to make a video about it. And then I don't necessarily use all of this inner stuff, right? But it's very useful for when you see confluence with a specific target you're looking at, right? So if I'm down here and I'm looking to get long to this value area high, and I start to see liquidity building around this value area high, then I know that my levels are probably accurate, because there's a whole lot of other traders also interested in participating at those parts of the market. Same goes for here. You could see we had this support resistance line. We had a little bit of liquidity stacking and building here. But really after we broke out of this value area, I think a lot of the sellers started to back off because they understood that we were now going to stay in an imbalanced up state. And then right up here at this next value area low, target destination, you can see the value area low and just a few ticks up that liquidity. So really seeing the confluence between your pre-market levels and then actual interest in buying and selling from the market is a great way to add conviction to a trade.